Hi, I'm Elish from Architect Personal Training, and today I wanted to talk about the impact of protein on your metabolism. So today's video is going to be more geared towards those who are in a fat burning stage. You know, whether you're just trying to lose some fat, whether you're in a competition prep, you know, whether you're in a recomposition stage where you want to build muscle and burn fat at the same time. So most people know that you're going to want to consume high protein diet if you're trying to build muscle, okay, or if you're doing any kind of weight training, because that weight training is going to break down muscle tissue and you're going to need protein to repair the muscle that's broken down to make it bigger and stronger. But today we're actually talking about the benefits that a high protein diet can have on fat burning. So I'm going to talk a little bit about metabolism. Okay, so metabolism is the rate at which your body uses energy or the food you eat. Okay, so every time you eat, whether it's protein, carbs or fats, your metabolism is going to spike. Okay, it's going to go up just a little bit. So the rate at which you're burning calories increases. This is why it's good to have more than the traditional 3 meals a day. Okay, so I eat 8 meals, but I've built up to that. Okay, so clients that are on 3 meals a day generally recommend they go to 4, and then I recommend once they've done that for a while go to 5. Not necessarily increasing the amount of food, but just splitting it up over the course of extra meals, because then you have more opportunities in the day to spike your metabolism. So like I said, every time you eat, your metabolism is going to go up. However, if you have a protein-rich meal, your metabolism is going to go up just a little bit more, okay? Well, quite a lot more actually. So for example, if for breakfast you had porridge oats, and that was just breakfast, okay, just porridge oats, your metabolism will go up. But for example, if you had that same meal, porridge oats, with say some egg whites or a protein shake, your metabolism is going to go up that a little bit more because of the protein content in that meal. And I'm going to touch on the importance of eating breakfast a little bit later as well. Protein also has a particularly high thermic effect. So when we talk about the thermic effect of food, what we mean is how much of that energy from the food is used in the actual digestion of the food. So for example, with protein, every 100 calories of protein that you eat, sort of 20 to 30% of those calories is actually burned up straight away just through your body digesting and absorbing that food. Okay, usually with carbohydrates and fats, it's more around the 10% mark. Okay, so every 10 calories out of 100 would be burned, rather than 30 calories out of 100 with protein. Therefore, it might be a good idea if you're in a diet phase to maybe just reduce your carbohydrates a little bit and increase your protein a little bit. Maybe not so that the calories are different, because every gram of protein and every gram of carbohydrates each has 4 calories in it. Okay, so if you took a meal which was 30 grams of carbs and 30 grams of protein and took away 10 grams of carbs and added 10 grams of protein, the overall calories would be the same, but you'd be burning more calories just by eating that meal because of that thermic effect the protein has over the carbohydrates. So that's something to think about if you're in a diet stage and you don't particularly want to reduce your calories anymore. Another benefit of eating protein on a fat burning diet or a fat burning phase is the decreased insulin spikes. So when you eat carbohydrates, especially really refined sugary carbohydrates, your insulin levels go up. So insulin effectively is the fat storage hormone. It will increase your blood sugar and it will cause excess calories to be stored as body fat. So if you ate just 100% sugar, your insulin will go way up and that will be stored pretty much 100% as body fat. Unless it's after a workout, we can get into that in a different video. That's when your body needs those fast-acting carbohydrates to refill the muscle glycogen. Okay, I'm not going to delve into that too much today. However, when you eat protein, insulin isn't spiked as much, and it can actually prevent it being spiked if you combine it with carbohydrates. Okay, so again, having carbohydrates alone is not as effective as having a carbohydrate and protein meal because of the decreased insulin that protein will bring. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit more about metabolism and protein. I'm going to talk specifically about breakfast, okay, so meal one of the day. A lot of people skip breakfast, I don't know why. You also hear a lot of people say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and there is merit in that. I truly believe breakfast is the most important meal of the day, especially if you're looking to recompose your body. If you're looking to burn fat, build muscle, meal one is your number one meal, literally. Okay, so what happens is when you go to sleep, your body adjusts its metabolism and slows it down to compensate for going that amount of time without food. So on average, you're supposed to sleep 8 hours a day. Think about if you're in the middle of the day and you went 8 hours without eating, you'd be pretty hungry. Most people find when they sleep 8 hours, they're not going to be particularly hungry when you wake up. And that might be why you don't want to eat. But that's a reason to eat, because your body has slowed its metabolism down. It's not burning as many calories as it would be otherwise. So your body's going to stay in this low metabolic state until you do eat. So the sooner you can eat when you get up out of bed, the better. If you want to spike your metabolism, get your fat burning going throughout the day. And if you can make that a high protein meal, even better, because you get those extra thermic effects and you're going to spike that metabolism just a little bit more. So never skip breakfast. Is always number one most important meal of the day. So good protein sources I recommend for breakfast in particular, things that are going to be digested pretty easily by the body. So things like eggs and egg whites, things like whey protein, things like cottage cheese, yogurt, these are all going to be digested pretty easily rather than something that you wouldn't traditionally have at breakfast, like a steak or chicken breast. Generally the things with more saturated fat in are going to be digested even slower, even though you're not really going to be having too much saturated fat in your diet, and definitely not very many fatty meats. So if you're looking for something quick to eat for breakfast, most people are on the go. That's another reason why people skip breakfast, because they get up, they shower, they got to go to work. By the time they eat, it's sort of 12 o'clock midday when they're on their lunch break, and that's not good, especially if you're trying to burn fat like we're saying. So if you want something quick and easy, just get a shake, okay? A scoop of whey protein, a scoop of powdered oats, and you're good to go. That protein is going to be absorbed quickly to spike your metabolism. Oats are going to be digested a little bit slower to conserve your energy throughout the day. You'll be carried over until lunch and burning that little bit extra fat. Even though you're having that food earlier and you may be actually eating more throughout the day, it's definitely beneficial to have breakfast. Okay, so I hope that's helped. I know a lot of people aren't necessarily clued up on why protein is so good to eat. Everyone knows a high protein diet is more beneficial than a high carbohydrate diet, especially if you're trying to lose fat. Carbohydrates are what you're going to want to restrict the most. So I hope that's just cleared things up a little bit for you. Okay, thanks guys. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the Facebook page, go to the website for any more information. If you've got any questions, you can send them straight to me. Thanks.